Hey guys, it's your favorite Unc here. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of Nightcap. That button right here. Come for the sports, stay for the stories. The number 3 Oregon Ducks hit a 19-yard field goal with just under 2 minutes remaining and hold on to beat the number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes. Lined up at the Ducks' 36-yard line with 6 minutes left, the Buckeyes' final snap ended when quarterback Will Howard scrambled up the middle. Howard was 28 of 35, 326, and 3 touchdowns, 1 on the ground. Dylan Gabriel had one of his best starts of his career, hitting 23 of 34 passes, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns of his own. The two teams combined for 963 yards of total offense. Ocho.
Yes, sir.
What is with these quarterbacks, man?
I don't think he was thinking about the situation.
Oh, okay, what situation?
Situational awareness should have kicked in long before that to know you can't do that. And that's scenario.
We just talked about this 2 weeks ago about a guy running out of bounds. He wouldn't even throw the ball in the end. The guy from Tennessee.
Yeah,
he ran out of bounds, Ocho.
Yeah.
This guy slides. For what? You do realize you don't have the first down.
Yeah.
There's only like 7 seconds on the clock when you snapped it.
Right.
And let's get to the ball game. A very exciting ball game, a back and forth ball game. I mean, this is what you expect to see when 2 and 3 meet. I don't want to see the second-ranked team blow out the number 3 team, and I don't want to see the number 3 team blow out the number 2 team. Right. I want it to come down to the wire, just like this. This is what I want to see when I watch what's supposed to be 2 of the best teams in the country, lock horns.
Yeah,
this is what I want to see, Ocho.
Yeah, I say, when I first watched it, honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I thought Ohio State was going to dominate. I thought they were going to dominate the game strictly from a receiver standpoint with the receivers they have and the quarterback they have. I thought they were going to go in there and just run up and down the field all willy-nilly, but it was nothing like that. It was nothing like that. Oregon's defense surprised me, especially the up front interior, and the DBs played very well. Obviously, there were some balls caught, but I didn't see the receivers from Ohio State just go crazy like they normally do against everybody else. Jeremiah Smith had somewhat of a good game. He's a man amongst men, even though he's a freshman. Other than that, I mean, it was a really, really good game, like you said, a good matchup between 2 and 3. I just thought it was going to be lopsided, and Oregon came to play some goddamn ball, boy.
They really did, Ocho. These are the type of games that Oregon normally lose. They play a bigger physical team.
Yeah.
With big guys up front that dominate both the offense and defensive line. These are the games that Oregon normally lose. But if you look at them, they ran the ball 31 rushes, 155 yards. They threw the ball, had 23 completions, 341 yards. That lets me know that, like, okay, they came to play today. They're like, we got to make a stand. And they got, because, teams like Ohio State and Michigan, they like to play bully ball. And a lot of times, Oregon doesn't get the type of offense and defensive linemen,
right, to be
that these SEC teams and the Big Ten, you talk about Michigan and you talk about Ohio State get. But today, they put on their big boy pads. They put on their big boy pants, and they play big boy football. And they match the intensity that we normally see. Because when we think of Pac-12 teams, although Oregon is in the Big Ten now, we think finesse.
Yeah.
They play physical football today. They buckle it up. They fasten these chin straps, and they came to play today, Ocho. They played today. And we don't normally see. I've watched Oregon get in big games like this, and they normally wet the bed.
Yeah,
they did not lay down today. They came to play, and it's like we're not leaving this field without a victory.
Yeah, that defensive line played very, very well. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name the right way, but I think it was number 10. I think it's number 10 for Oregon. He either a D tackle or was the DN. Boy, he played one hell of a goddamn game, boy. He played one. I don't want to say his name wrong, because I don't want to be disrespectful. But young bull, if you see this, boy, you the real deal, boy. I think he's Samoan too.
Oh yeah, but see, that's a lot of guys. That's what they get. A lot of America Samoa. They get a lot of Hawaiians. You know, they get a lot of that Samoa. Those big Panay Sewell.
Yeah.
The Haloti Nadas and those guys like they get guys like that.
Right.
And so normally they don't have enough of them. It's not a problem. They get one or two. They need 3, 4, 5, or 6 of them. But they played the way they played today, the way they ran the football today. James had 23 for 115. E. Stewart had 7 for $149, and Dylan Gabriel. You see, he jumped in the portal. He was at Oklahoma last year, Ocho. He came here. They gave him the bag.
Yeah.
That's why teams are paying $750 to $1 million for a top flight quarterback, because that's the difference.
And you know what's good? You know what would have been the head storyline?
With that?
If the Ducks would have lost, Holden getting ejected for spitting at the OSU quarterback.
Ocho, what's going on with Ocho? When did this happen? Where the F did I go?
I mean, he just lost his temperament. Lost his temperament a little bit, especially in the game. You can't do that. You can't hurt your team. You can't hurt yourself like that, for one.
No, he damn the team. Like that, I'd have hurt him. He wouldn't have hurt the team. I'd have hurt him.
Yeah,
I think I just grew up at a different time.
Right.
People would have beat you within an inch of your life for spitting on them. Do you understand how disrespectful that is?
Hold on. You talk about when you in your time, they would still beat you within an inch of your life.
I'm just making sure. I'm confused though, because Ocho, you starting to see an uptick,
right,
of incidences like this that they think it's cool.
No,
man.
No. I don't think they think it's cool. I think they don't fear the consequences of doing so. You know, maybe not in a football game. I'm just saying in general, in life in general, you know, during this era, especially social media area where everything is recorded, everything is for somewhat of attention. But, you know, in this instance, he needs to learn from this. You can't do it. You won't be able to do it at the next level. He will play on Sundays, but this is something him and his coach will be able to talk about. He'll look back and wish he hadn't done it.
They need somebody, they need to get their ass beat. Ain't nothing. See, whipping somebody's ass, it jars their memory. Oh, I ain't supposed to spit on something. Bro, do you know how disrespectful that is, Ocho?
Yeah.
To spit on somebody.
I don't think people understand how disrespectful it's viewed and seen, as opposed back then when we were growing up. I wonder if they still view it as
bad. They don't look at it, because I can honestly say, Ocho, in my time, with that incident with Romo, he was a teammate of mine that spit on J.J. Stokes. I'd never seen that happen before in a game, in a little league game, in Savannah State. Like I said, I could have just imagined, bro. I'm talking about somebody. They will hurt you.
Yeah.
And these kids now, they think it's so cool. And with Shannon, emotions. Nah, emotions gonna get somebody effed up. That's what emotions gonna get somebody. Man, y'all stop this foolishness. Okay, somebody beat you. Somebody scored a touchdown on you. Somebody juked you out of your shoes. Somebody blocked you. Bro, stop that. Man, you're going to get hurt. You're going to catch the right person on the wrong day. And I'm sorry, ain't going to help your ass.
Right.
Man, y'all stop this, kids. Y'all need to stop this. First of all, you need to learn some respect, because I don't know who taught y'all. That's rude. Mary Porter and Barney Porter didn't play that bull jive. That spitting, oh, hell no. Nah.
Yeah.
Man, please. I was thinking to myself, I said, man, what are these kids, what are they thinking? When did they think that was cool?
Yeah, I don't think they think it's cool, but times are different. Times are different. Kids are moving different. The music is different. I mean, everything is different as opposed to how it was, obviously, you know, when we grew up. It's just different in general.
Yeah, but it just goes to show you, because certain things you wouldn't even attempt.
Oh, no. Nah, back then? Absolutely not. Nah.
Boy, it took an act of God and 10,000 soldiers to get me off his ass. Man, please, don't do that. Man, that is one of the most disrespectful acts that you can do to someone.
Hold on, it would have took who?
An act of God and 10,000 soldiers.
That's a good one.
Ocho, can you just think about it, Ocho? I want you to think about it. You mad at somebody and you like, oh,
nah.
That ain't what I'm thinking. If I get mad at you, I'm not thinking about spitting on somebody. Because if you were to spit on somebody, whatever happens to you after that,
yeah,
I ain't got no problem with it.
Right. There's consequences.
That's how I operate. So whatever happens to you after said act, I rock with old boy.
Right. No matter what.
Right. Man, that was excessive. So was your act. Y'all need to stop this. Stop this.
Yeah, that's a nasty one, there, boy. That's a nasty one.
But that thing. Woo, yeah, that thing. Like I said, Ocho, I think the mindset, because things that like calling somebody the B word. What growing up, my grandfather did two things. Boy, don't you spit on somebody and don't you kick somebody. Because he was big. He said, boy, your feet made for walking.
Yeah.
He say, son, you wouldn't even kick a dog. So you put your feet on somebody, you telling them they're a dog or worse.
Right.
He didn't play that. If you want to get your ass tore up, let somebody come in the house and say that, oh, Shannon kicked me, or kick.
Just even playing around.
Ocho, no, that man did not play that.
Yeah.
He was very, very big on respect. He demanded it. So he said, look, you don't kick people, you don't spit on people, and you, above all else, you keep your hands to yourself.
Right.
That's how he was. He preached that to us. He told his daughters, hey, don't you hit no man. He said, because if you hit a man gonna forget that you're a female because he said you trying to challenge him. He said, you acting like a man, he gonna treat you like one. Now, a man hit you, you come tell me and I deal with him. Or your brothers will deal with him.
Right.
Learn that very own. I ain't putting my hands on nobody's daughters because I got daughters. I ain't gonna put my hands, I don't spit on nobody. Ain't nobody will ever tell you Shannon Sharpe kicked them. Well, I did try to kick Winston Moss. I tried to kick him to heaven. Cause he got a bad, I caught a pass on him, Ocho, and he got up. Man, you know how you get up off the ground, Ocho?
Yeah.
This ninja got up off the ground on my helmet.
Oh, he pushing off for you to get up.
On my helmet with my head on. Yes.
Hold on. With your head on the floor?
Yeah, my head was on the. Yes. Bad. I tried to kick him so hard. But man, these kids, they just, it's a different time, Ocho. Yeah. I'm glad I done got on out the way. I'm glad I done got on up out the way. Number 13, LSU rallies to beat number 9 Ole Miss 29-26 in overtime. Nussmeier threw a big game-tying touchdown pass to Aaron Anderson in the final seconds of regulation, and hit Kyron Lacey for a 25-yard scoring strike on the first play of LSU's first play of overtime, completing the stunning comeback victory over number 9 Mississippi. LSU, look, that first game, we Brian Kelly, blamed everybody except Brian Kelly.
Right.
But they've been kind of living on the edge the last couple of weeks. But the mark of a team, good team, is find ways to win. And that's what they've been able to do the last couple of weeks, Ocho. They keep finding ways to win.
Yeah.
22 of 51. 3 touchdowns for Nussmeier. He did have the 2 interceptions. But Ole Miss should have won this game. They should have put this game away, but they keep that. Ocho, you know what happens. Let a team hang around long enough. They'll find a way to beat you.
Give them too much confidence.
Yep. Had 2 receivers over 100 yards. Lee had 9 for $132. Harris had 7 for 102. But like I said, you left them around long enough and had 84 total plays. 84 total plays. Well, LSU passed the ball 22 of 51, 337, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But, give LSU credit. Look, they got talent.
Oh, yeah, they got that.
They got talent.
They got to find a way to put it all together, though.
Yeah, yeah.
If they find a way to put it all together like that, let's say that 2019 LSU. Now, I don't think they had that kind of talent that they had in 2019. Not like that. But
a whole lot of college teams, Ocho, had that kind of talent in the history. You got to go back. You got to go back to Miami. Miami team when they had Ed Reed. Yeah. You got to go back to that USC team when they had Ronnie Lott and they had Marcus Allen and they had who else was on that team? Dennis Smith. They had Lynn Kane. They had all those guys on that team. You got to go back to find teams like that before you are the old Miami when they had Danny Stubbs and Jerome Brown and Testaverde and Highsmith and Irvin. Them had all those guys. Ain't a whole lot of teams had that kind, especially offensive talent. Now, offensive talent, you talk about a number 1 overall in quarterback, a top 5 wide receiver, a top 20 wide receiver in Jefferson. You had who else? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Who else was on that? What was the guy? I think he ended up going to Carolina. So they had 3 receivers drafted, 2 in the first round. Your quarterback goes number 1 overall. Your running back goes in the first round. You had the best offensive line in football. No, there hadn't been a whole lot of teams. Now, LSU don't have that kind of talent. Hell no. Not even close. Not even close. Hell no. But they got more talent than you think they got.
Yeah.
Wow, somebody had 18 total tackles, 10 solo. Wow.
Very, very full.
Sack, tackle for loss.
Hey,
but go ahead.
No, I was getting ready to talk about another game, but I don't think we didn't get to it yet. I'll wait till we get there.
Okay. It wasn't the prettiest performance, especially for the rocky first quarter, but the number 1 Texas Longhorns took care of business, won 34-3 over the rival, the Red River Shootout. 34-3, number 16, Oklahoma to remain the only unbeaten team in SEC. The Longhorns got off to a slow start Saturday with more penalty yards, 15 than they had offensive yards, 13 in the first quarter. Quinn Ewers was sacked on the first play. The game's first play, then intercepted 2 plays later. Ewers finished with 199 passing yards and ran through a touchdown, while the running game earned 177 yards on 30 carries. Texas held the Sooners to 234 yards, 3.4 yards per play, with a good chunk of that yardage coming when the game was already well out of hand. Texas planted a Longhorn flag through the Oklahoma Baker Mayfield jersey. No love lost, Ocho, in the Red River rivalry.
Yeah. Listen, it's supposed to be a rivalry, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning, it felt like a rivalry, but as the game went on and kept going on, it was lopsided. It was one-sided. So I was sitting there with excitement, had my cigar, had my little coffee. I say, okay, Quinn Ewers is back. Oklahoma. Let me see what this rivalry is all about. Well, hell, it really wasn't much of a rivalry based on what I saw.
Nah. Oklahoma ain't what it was.
At the beginning, Oklahoma put up a good fight. I say, okay, we got a game. Oh, we got a game. And as time went on, man, it was nothing like that. It wasn't a snooze fest. It wasn't a snooze fest, but it was enjoyable to watch Brother Ewers work.
Yeah.
Being back from injury, despite the turnovers, you got to fix that, especially when if you have to play an even better team, you won't be able to overcome those mistakes. But it's not what I thought it would be.
Yeah. They beat
the way they sold it to me, Unc, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Well, I mean, it is a rivalry. They've been playing each other probably for over 100 years. But Texas is really, really good.
Yeah, especially that damn defense.
They're really, really good. Sark has done a great job. He understands in order to compete for national championships, being around Coach Saban, he knows the type of player that he needs to get. He's a great offensive mind. if you're a wide receiver, quarterback, running back, you're going to run a pro style offense.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to help get you prepared to go play in the NFL.
Right.
And so this is the best team that I've seen in the SEC. But guess what? They got the Bulldogs coming to town next week in Austin.
Hold on. Now Georgia ain't been looking too bright theyself too now.
No. But you know what, Ocho? It used to be you play defense in the SEC.
Right.
But now if you can't score points, you can't win.
Right.
And the days of the way Alabama played defense and they would hold you down, give you you score 10 points
and suffocate you. Yeah,
that's over. You better go win these games 41-34. You better win some games 38-31, 38-35, Ocho. Them 20-10s.
Yeah. Them days over.
That's over. That's over. The game's too wide open. It's too wide open right now, Ocho. And it ain't coming back. It ain't coming back. Texas is just better right now than Oklahoma. Brent Venables better be real careful because they got Bob Stoops up out of there.
Oh yeah.
It ain't good enough to win 8-9 games. Some programs, it's not good enough to win 8-9 games.
Right.
You need to challenge for national championships. You need to be winning 12 and 13 games.
Well, in order to do that, you know what you need now. You know what you need. Boosters, y'all better come on now.
Yeah. Well, they'd had a better chance. But when Dylan Gabriel, Oregon quarterback, he was at Oklahoma last year, Ocho.
Right.
That Nike money. $750 to $1 million for a quarterback for a 19, 20-year-old kid.
Can you imagine if you was getting NIL back when you was 19?
Yeah. 75 a month, 85 a month.
Shh. Boy, look, listen.
But yeah, I when you look at it, Ocho, Texas is just better.
Yeah.
Ain't no what you left that game saying, you know what, Oklahoma, we ain't even mad at you.
Right.
It's just better than we are.
Yeah.
It's just better, Ocho. Sometimes you have to open your mouth and say that.
Mm-hmm.
Or as we say, mouth. MOUF, mouth.
Be honest about it.
Sometimes it's painful to say that.